Come with me as a person with chronic pain and a disability to get a massage and rate the accessibility of this building. The first positive thing I noticed is that there were multiple areas where a wheelchair could access the sidewalk. I counted 3 in total just within about 50 feet of my car, which is actually awesome because a lot of times they either don't exist or haven't been well maintained, and something like a crack or a lip or an uneven surface can be very dangerous for a wheelchair user. You can see here the same goes for the sidewalk. There's no areas where I might slip on leaves or moss. It's well maintained. There's no cracks or areas that I might trip on. You can see as I approach the door that it's not automatic, which is unfortunate for a newer building. The chairs in the lobby were all identical to this. It was a nice height off the ground, and although the material was a little bit slippery, the arms provided good support for getting up from a sitting position if you have mobility challenges, and the chair was big enough for someone in a bigger body. Stay tuned for part 2. Welcome back to part 2 of rating the accessibility of this massage building. You'll see here that this door is not automatic. This is the door heading towards the back room where the massage rooms are. Those handles can be kind of hard to turn if you have any sort of mobility challenges. Also, the door swings shut automatically, which can be kind of difficult if you're in a wheelchair. The manager of this location was super kind and receptive and asked for feedback of how to be more accessible. One of the things that I mentioned to her was the height of this counter. That would be really difficult for someone in a wheelchair to reach if they need to use their debit card or enter their PIN. So I told her it would be helpful if she got a longer cord. That way, if someone were in a wheelchair and needed to enter their PIN or insert their debit card, they can actually maneuver it on their own while maintaining their privacy, which is super important. The next thing I actually discussed with the manager that needed some work was the fact that this door was extremely heavy and hard to push open. It also rapidly swung shut, and that would be very difficult to not get hit by the door if you were in a wheelchair trying to get out of the bathroom. I recommended to the manager that they get some sort of door stop, like the ones that are actually on the wall, so you can press the door open and stick it there while you're trying to get out, because otherwise it would be nearly impossible to do on your own in a wheelchair. Although that was difficult, this bathroom definitely had some positives. You'll notice here that there's actually quite a few grab bars, including one behind the toilet, which is really helpful and necessary for transferring. Also, there's plenty of room between the sink and the toilet. Obviously, the trash can be moved for someone who's transferring in and out of a wheelchair. Last but not least, here's the massage room and bed. The room itself is too small for someone in a wheelchair, but they told me that they would use the couples room in that instance because it's a little bit larger. The bed itself was a little hard to get in and out of, but it does adjust in height. Also, they have a new feature called an assistance button that you can press if you need help.